This video is brought to you by Ravenscraft Realty of Northeast Missouri. Howdy, folks. Say hi, May. Okay, she's kind of tired. Anyways, what we're working on today is my fantastic Facebook Marketplace find dual hub for the 4320. In the process of getting these things unstuck last week, one of the U-bolts kind of got a little boogered up on one end, and these are $45 a piece. Not really too keen on buying 6 more of these, so I'm just gonna clean them up as best as I can and run them. So I'm gonna take this nut that's kind of junk, and I'm gonna run it up and down every one of these until it is silky smooth and mint. This one that's kind of shiny, you can see it there. I actually been grinding on it with the old Milwaukee M18 fuel, which rocks, by the way. And I just kind of ground down the threads where it was boogered up, and I'm just gonna run this nut down it and hope that that solves my problem. Hello. So this is the product of taking nuts on and off of these studs for like 15 minutes. Good morning. I went to Hannibal this morning, get a couple things from Tractor Supply and Farm and Home, mainly clothing from Tractor Supply. I got 3 t-shirts for 20 bucks and 2 pullovers for 40 bucks. And at Farm and Home, I got orange goop, pumice hand cleaner. That's an essential. And I had to make my usual stop and get my usual drink. I sold a rollover bar for like a 4320 to a fella, and he's coming to pick that up in like an hour. And I got 750 bucks out of that, which is what I bought it for like a year and a half ago. I was just happy I got my money out of it. And since owning a vehicle, I've spent a lot more money than I thought I would on it. Injectors went out, I had to replace front quarter panels, just nickeling and diming me to death. Yeah, I know, I'm on the struggle bus. Some of you fellas will remember this place. We bought this recently, and we've been doing a lot of tree deletion. This is actually a sinkhole here, and we're gonna be able to farm much closer to it now than we were before. We're definitely gaining several acres with this tree deletion operation. And when you buy a farm like this that's got places that could be farmed but aren't being farmed, it's definitely to your benefit to clean them up and farm as much as you possibly can of the farm. And when you buy a farm by the acre, you pay for every acre, so you may as well use all of it that you can. So here's something kind of neat. If you can read that, it says, "Witness tree, do not destroy." So we can't legally destroy that tree. And then here is a witness post, which is right here at the tip of my finger. The purpose of those things is to help surveyors, like from the government or private surveyors too, find precisely where they are so they can draw legal boundaries and whatnot. And if I remember correctly, survey markers like that are sunk like 20 feet deep into the ground so that they don't move over time. Like down at the Clarence Cannon Dam by Perry, if you walk around the woods outside of the dam, you'll find several different witness posts like that, and they use those, like they'll go back and shoot the dam to make sure it's like not moving, like being pushed downstream by the lake. Now, if there's any actual surveyors or engineers that watch that, please correct me if I said incorrect things. There's a lot of board feet of lumber sitting out here, and a lot of burn piles too. A lot of burn piles. Looks like Grandpa got a little too carried away with the blade over here and scraped off a good bit of my grass. Can't have nothing nice around here. So I walked in the shop door, and a box from Steiner is here. This shipped like 2 days ago, and I did not order the fast shipping, so not sure why it's here already. Let's see what's inside. It could be anything. It's a bunch of wrapping paper. All right, let's see what we actually have. I have a steering wheel for the 4320 because the one that's on it right now is kind of cracked and dry rotted and gets black stuff all over your hands when you touch it. Got a receipt. Bubble wrap. This is the plastic cover that goes on top of the hydraulic remote console. The one that was on it was cracked and dry rotted and kind of nasty. We have a new tack because the one that on it didn't work. And this one has the white needle, not the red needle. I did pay attention. I kind of want to be able to track how many hours we put on the tractor for oil changes and such. Had the standard Steiner cowtails. Steering wheel cap, very essential. That's it. Grocery shopping with Goldinger Farms. While I'm out and about again, I'm gonna check in on the 4320 here at Side & Strickers, see how it's doing. Fun. Grain bin goals. This part of the video is gonna be a little bit different. This is kind of a genesis of Goldinger Farms video. My great-grandparents raised their family and farmed here. This is their home farm, like 80 acres. And they bought this in like 1948 and lived here ever since. I have a picture somewhere in 1962 or 3 of my great-grandpa Dittmer driving or backing a 2-year-old 4010 diesel off of a flatbed trailer right here in this spot. So to give you this idea of the situation my great-grandparents had, they had the 4010 diesel before they had running water in the house. Before that, Grandpa had farmed with horses and 2 cylinders. I think he had 2 John Deere Gs and a B. And makes a guy pretty proud to stand in the same place that your great-grandparents were farming. But the 4520 that he bought sometime in the late 70s, early 80s is still around. And someday, hopefully I can own it. It's got duals, 18438s, big tires, the heavy-duty front end, side console, 2 remotes, an M&W turbo kit and pyrometer, factory canopy and ROPS, big fenders. It's a nice tractor. I just came over here to go to church with my great-grandma, so I need to be getting back to Missouri. My great-grandparents raised 3 kids in that house back there, and right here at these 2 trees, there used to sit a John Deere No. 5 sickle mower, which incidentally is the same sickle mower that is in my equipment tour as the stuff that I own. It'd be neat to make a bin Zebo out of one of these old grain bins. The 2 smaller ones, not the 2 big ones over here. My great-grandpa also had a 730 diesel electric start with full 3-point, wide front end, and fenders. It was a nice tractor. I have one that's equipped almost the same, except mine has front weights, and that was a little bit extra expensive for him at the time. And he also had a John Deere 3-bottom semi-mounted F145H that had 16-inch bottoms on it. And there's one of those coming up on a sale that's in Geneseo, Illinois. And I'm hoping that I can own it. If he's looking down on me from someplace up high, I hope he's proud. They did row crops. They raised cattle, hogs, chickens, some sheep for show animals. And they did a darn good job of it too. I've got one more historic stop here, and then we will actually get on our way back home. This one-room schoolhouse is where my great-grandpa went to school at. I'm pretty sure that great-grandpa was the first person in his family to graduate high school. And at the time, that was a pretty big accomplishment. Great-grandpa went to school here, and I'm going to school at the University of Missouri for Ag Systems Management. Isn't life something? Yeah, the sickle mower I was talking about earlier, that's this one. It belonged to my great-grandpa, and he gave it to me, it was 6 months before he passed away. And the last conversation I had with him was about this sickle mower, so it holds a pretty special place in my heart. We're still working on the combine here, not quite done yet. I've been asking Dad for a while if he could find it in the goodness of his heart to buy some real tools so that I'm not using a tiny toolbox with $100 worth of tools in it. And he says, oh, I don't know. Now that I'm at college and not around all the time, guess what he buys? Buys the triangle John Deere road box with like the complete everything tool set. It's ridiculous, isn't it, May? I guess he just doesn't like me anymore. Look at this ancient technology that I found. Legend has it that you can only play music on this thing. And it doesn't even have a speaker on it. You have to put headphones into it to listen to music. Absolutely bonkers. You used to call me on my cell phone. This was the high-tech toolbox that we had before the road box on the Dodge pickup over there. I had stubby ratcheting wrenches, a nice selection of screwdrivers, bolt cutters, tape measure, WD-40, Allen keys, flashlight. I think those are Torx bits right there. Some crescent wrenches, channel locks, vice grips, pliers, side cutters, and a full set of standards and a full set of metrics. And that tool set actually has never let me down. I've never needed something and not had it with that tool set. So I think that's pretty good. Well, this is the end of yet another weekend. It's also the beginning of week 8 of the 16-week semester at Mizzou. So halfway done, well, almost anyway. Time flies when you're having fun and doing what you love. But thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you're staying safe out there, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Goodbye, puppy. Fellas in Paris. So tell me again, who was in Paris?